Welcome back to Factorio Space Age. My name is Nilaus and we're back here on our glorious little Aquilo base. It is so nice and I really enjoy the design parts here. We're going to be continuing working on Aquilo until we have sort of science coming back and then also sort of get some of the new science researched. In the previous episode we did some work here and we got that, but if you can recognize anything from the last episode, you can also see that then some things have changed. What I've done is I moved things around, and which is the beauty of these small modular builds, is that if they can work here, they're also going to work here. So I moved it down here, and the reason why I did that was because I actually want my rocket launchers to be here in this space, and because it's kind of close and there's a nice space to have it here. I also wanted to move this one down because I actually intend to have another one built up here. I want this line here, this column, to be for science, and I want this column here to be for power. So I think what we're going to do is we are actually going to see if we can build another power plant, because I think that's just wise to do. And that's also weird. Why is it not coming in? What are we not getting? Oh, right. It's probably this one, right? Yes. And do we have concrete? We should have concrete, right? There, more concrete. Go! Happy. Happy, happy. More of those. They are on the Rocinante, so we'll just ditch a few of those and get the last bit of concrete down here. And I don't think we need anything else. Maybe a little bit of that, a little bit of that, and maybe also start getting... well, never mind. Not gonna start getting any more in here. The reason why I want to add another power plant... Oh yeah, it takes a while for it to get here. The reason why I want to add another power plant is just to be a little bit more safe. And I have also made a little change here so that they now are about 600, because when I hook up a big new plant or a big new thing, then it drops the temperature of the network, and I don't want it to drop below the working temperature of the steam engines. That would be bad. So what we want to do today is actually going to science. We want to make some cryogenic science packs so we can get all these cool things: captive biters, and biter spawners, quantum foundations, which means we can then pave the world on Volcanus and on Fulgora, and then epic legendary quality. And this one is super amazing. Rocket part productivity. Oh yes, thank you very much. Like, they're all awesome, and they go into this fusion pod reactor, which is insanely good and very, very simple once you get it going. But we're going to be using this tile here because we're going to continue on the teching. Let's have a look in terms of the research that is here. How do we make the research? We need ice. That's certainly not a problem. Lithium plate. That's not a problem at all. And fluoroketone. I do not know what that is, but that's a thing we need. So we need to make it. It comes from cold. That's what we need. And then that comes from the hot one. The hot one is solid fuel. Lithium. Yep. Fluorine. Nope. And ammonia. Okay, so that's what we need to deal with. And we have here a single little one here. And you are going to be all we have of fluorine for now. I think there was more fluorine. Yes, fluorine up here. But we're going to start with this one. I'm sure that's going to be enough for now. I've now decided to add robots to the network, so now I have 500 logistics bots and 300 construction bots. We had some logistics bots before to shuffle some things around, and we're going to have them now. So what you can see is that there is a huge line here for charging, and the reason why we have that is because if we look at this location, Aquilo, then it says robot energy usage 5x. That's crazy, right? That's crazy. So that means robots use 5 times as much energy. I think it's because they've realized that it would be so much easier to build a robot base, and therefore they just make it more expensive to use robots, and as kind of a balance measure to sort of incentivize more belt-based and even train-based. But for this part, I am actually thinking that it's okay to use robots, and I do think that we have enough charging, and I don't mind this because power is so abundant that it's just a matter of getting more roboports. Let's get on with the stuff that we wanted. That was here. We're going to be making some fluoroketone. This is the cooling part. And then it's going to get the actual here. But the thing is, this is not... some processes will be recycling it, and some processes will be consuming it. So let's look at this. So you can see that it's consumed by the fusion reactor, which is not actually true because it actually outputs or puts it indirectly by turning it into plasma, and then they're using the plasma, and then it comes out as cool. So anyway, but some of these things actually consume it. Like it's consumed here, it's consumed here, it's consumed here. No, it's here. It's used for half of it's consumed, half of it's returned. Here, half is consumed, half is returned, and this is consumed, and this is consumed. So we're going to be consuming a lot, but also being able to recycle some of it. So that means we need to sort of be able to build a quantity and then store any excess, or not fill up the pipes entirely. So I want to put a box here so that we can actually do this there, and then we need to think with heat pipes as always. Okay, here we go. And let's see, this is producing 10, this is consuming 4, so we definitely need 2 of these for each one. Then that should be, we can do this, put it in, and then heat it here, and we need to heat these as well. And this is going to need ammonia, so that's going to be another ammonia plant down here. And can it get in? I'm just going to go one further in. One more, right? One more. Like this, so that I can leap underneath. And I can get to the back of this and cool this pipe as well, because this pipe will be coming from the north, somewhere up here. So I need to be able to heat, no, not cool it, heat it. And let's see, this will produce some annoying ice that we are kind of stuck with. So we're going to need to deal with the ice as usual. I will try to put it in here, and then see. We'll just get it out here. So we'll be at least having only a quarter of this there. How much? Oh, it's only 10. And then it's producing 100. So it's only 1 per second that I'm going out here and getting destroying. Okay, that's not a big deal. But it's still fine. And then I need to make sure that we can get this out. And I wanted to have it sort of somewhere that it can be tiled up and down. So what I need to do is I can get the used one in here, or the hot one in here, and then I can cool it down, and then the cool one can go up and down. That seems pretty reasonable. Let's make sure that this loops around, and this one also loops around, and then that's basically it, I think, right? I don't think there's anything more. There's barely any grabbers. Oh, there's some solid fuel and some lithium. Ah, that's interesting. Solid fuel. Are we even producing solid fuel? This one should still have like an excess of solid fuel. So just look around and see if we can find anywhere that wants to be an output for this. Oh, no. Yes, maybe here. Yes, perfect. That one. Oops, those are also not correct. So we get solid fuel. We don't need a lot, but we do need solid fuel dedicated over here. And it should not be a problem to generate it. And that means we can then do a requester here, which will get lithium and solid fuel. Let's do that. Lithium and solid fuel as well. There. And they're coming in. They'll be put up here. Is this correct? Ooh, not quite, I honestly think. I think that I'd actually want to move it one tile up while we have the opportunity. There. Why? Because I need to be able to get this one in. Damn. It's tempting to move it like this, then it would be super easy bit, but then this would be incorrect. So I kind of have to do it this way. Oh, here's another thing, another thought. I could also do it this way. Wouldn't that be easier? Yeah. It also needs to point towards the signs anyway, so this is actually probably better to point it that way. Again, the beauty of these modular builds is how modular they are and how easy they are to set up. And then these ones are going out to heating. There we go. And it actually got connected immediately. It's pretty good. Why are you not hooked up? Okay, I guess you missed just a heat in pipe here. Excellent. Is it working? No. Why not? Oh, the fluoro something. Oh yeah, let's get the fluoro thing in here. That's pretty close. So stuff like this, where it drags the heat really, really far out, is something that is going to be hard for our power plant. And we can see that this one is probably dipping in temperature. Yeah, this is dipping a lot, but it's still above the threshold where it actually generates steam. Great, we got the power. It's slowly coming out here. It needs to get 30 degrees before it actually is thawing things. And let's get some lights. Let's put a light here, and a light here, and a light here. That seems like good places. All right, let's look through it. That has ammonia ready. Ammonia is ready, and we get the fluorine inbound. Good. And we are now producing, and then we need to do a here, because I want to produce enough. Let's, yeah. We need more of these these quality modules. Or the efficiency modules, but I need to make sure this is enabled or disabled when it has, or it's only enabled when it's less than, let's call it 2,000 of this. That's a good number. There we go. So it builds up to 2,000 here, and this is not putting into a box. Is that correct? I guess it is correct. All right, that is a nice little module. It's producing the fluoroketone and then cooling it down. Onwards to science, because that's the only thing that was holding us back from actually making science. So now let's look at the science build to see what it would look like. So that's 2 things in by robots, and then the fluoroketone in, and then the fluoroketone out, and 1 thing out with robot. I think I want to use productivity modules, because let's utilize the fact that this is a possibility. Whew, that also makes it a little bit expensive. 11 megawatt of power. It's kind of a lot. It's kind of a lot. And do we want to use 11 megawatt of power for this? I mean, yes, but it's then going to be like awfully slow. Like really slow. Well, maybe there is a way. And that is a million of these. Here and so let's see. This, oh, these don't work unless they are heated, right? Let's get, because I want this entire path here to be science built. So we just do a little science build. We're going to be happy with it, and then we'll build. We'll see. And these are also going to be here and here. Oh, we need efficiency modules. For sure, we need efficiency modules. A lot of them. I think we have some, right? Don't we make them on Fulgora? Oh, yes, we do. Let's have a look at the state of things on Fulgora in terms of efficiency. Not great here because we need better spoilage. And that one's very good. Okay, so let's go back and get some good efficiency modules. Is there anything else we need? Probably. We have sent Rocinante back to Fulgora, and it is now being loaded with tons more concrete because, well, concrete is just something we need. If we look at our list here, then we need lots of concrete, and we need some, let's get some efficiency modules, and then also some longhand inserters because, yeah, I think we need some more of those as well. Oh, right, anything else that we need there? Like, let's probably get some more storage chests and some requested chests, and we don't have those there. Damn. While we wait for Rocinante to be restocked and come back, we can continue on the design and just kind of ignore this part. We'll just throw some modules in this and then be happy about it. This is really, really slow because this process is on a 20-second cycle, and then with 8 mod productivity modules, we get a glorious 80% productivity, but we also have 0 speed. What we need to do is we need to make something that is kind of modular, obviously. And then we need to make something that we can tile in a cool way. So I want to do this because then I can tile up and down to the next up and down, obviously. And then I can do this here as well. It's going to be a little annoying to keep it heated because I need to get in and heat that one. But I also need to be able to reach across. And then I can get some heat pipes in here and in here. Because I have to get in from both sides, because I am going to need to get both a requester and a provider. A storage at least. There. That's for the science. That one. And this is going to be for the request. So I'm kind of leaning towards What is it I want? I want ice and lithium. I'll just put ice and lithium in here. That's easy. Ice and what's lithium plate. Lithium plate. Lithium plate. There you go. That's easy. And I guess this should also make sure that this is heated. You're gonna get here. Like that. There. That is a beautiful little module, I think. And of course we're gonna get some lights in here as well. Ooh, that's a brilliant place for lights. Is that completely heated? I think it actually is. Yeah, so let's take this module and actually build it up here. I think that's a better place to build it. Let's see. Has to be 2 from one side and 1 from the other side. So let's just build it like this. And force it down. It will reestablish the connection and it's heated. Everything is heated. Oh, nice. Nice. And the only thing we're missing is then the inbound here. And then, of course, the modules. Yeah, we don't really want to turn this on until we have the productivity or the efficiency modules inbound. On the other hand, if we look at our power, we have kind of a lot of excess power here. And if another thing, if we put it in here, this is 4 modules, 50% each. Okay, so we actually don't get a lot of benefit from this. If I now took these out, then it would be 1 module, 100% each. And that would be up to 15 megawatt, and the speed would be 0.5 or 0.3. Let's do the full beacon complement, and to hell with the cost. That is 19 megawatt each. So it's 37 megawatt here. That's kind of a lot, but on the other hand, I mean, sure, that's fine, maybe. And yeah, that would be 50% each. And it's 0.64. Okay, I like this. I like this. I'm going to be destroying my module, though. I don't think this is how I want it, by the way. I think I do need some kind of slow here. Or it's just kind of hard to find that balance of power. And this is like then slightly slower, 0.44. But it is, on the other hand, it is 16 megawatt. I mean, that it's small difference. I can't really see that. So let's just do this and then be greedy. And then pay the price with blackouts or brownouts as usual. This I'm going to have to fix so that we can get an invert. There. That's the hack we needed here. And then we're going to feed in from here. And it needs to go into... Oh, that's a really important location. The idea should now be these are converting. They also need more here. These are converting the cold to the hot. And we have 6 being produced, 10 being produced here. And then these are converting 6 each. And I think it needs to go a little bit higher. Now these are also starting to use more power. Let's look at the power. 60. And it's almost exclusively from this part here. All I need to do is hook this up, and it does need to be hooked up on both sides because it's not actually connected in between and the heating here, but it does need to be deconnected with sort of the rest of the heating network just to sort of spread out the heat more evenly. There we go, we have science. That is amazing. And not a lot, but a little bit. And you know, this is also where I can say, well, this build and the power build and the fuel build, they actually go hand in hand, because if I want more science, I need more power. If I want more power, then I need more fuel. So I can just scale those up in all together. So if I double the power or double the fuel production and add 1 more power and then 2 more here, that would be pretty awesome, wouldn't it? So since this is a module, it should be easy for us just to drag it up and then stamp it down again, and then it'll work instantly. I can make it work even better, right? Can I not take this out? Yes, I can. Then it'll work even better by getting directly in. And then I don't need this heat pipe out here. Slightly better. And we can always just landfill on top of it afterwards if we feel like it. Okay, this one doesn't need to go further, but it can't go any further out. And the only thing we're missing is then the connection here. that heats up all of that stuff, because there's not, these two sides are unfortunately not connected. It is what it is. And that gets us twice as much fuel. Then we can get more power. Do we see how things are starting to work now? Oh yes. And the robots are coming in. Oh, this is glorious. This is glorious. And we can do another one of these power plants, including the roboport, because of course, there we go. What are we missing? Underground pipes. Kidding me? Underground pipes. Huh. Getting pretty crowded out there around over Aquilo. This is actually an incredibly crowded place. This is why we have a slim ship, so we don't have to shoot at all the other things out here, but we only have to shoot at the stuff pretty much sort of in front of us. This is the furthest out we get. And we seem to arrive now. So let's hope that it can keep up production up here. And then we'll be... Oh, actually maybe there's an argument for doing the reprocessing on here. Let's see, changing the reprocessing. Because we're not going to have too many carbonic ones. We probably... Actually, let's change the reprocessing here. So that it's going to reprocess the ice when... And the input here is when ice is greater than carbon, for example. Or metal, maybe. Yeah? So now we reprocess that. Good. Alright, so here we are on the planet. We have expanded out here, and we are good, but it's really flickering, right? 150, it seems to have stabilized pretty much. So if we get it, do we get this coming in? We should be seeing stuff coming inbound soon. Not yet. And I've also just littered roboports everywhere, basically. Oh, right. It's not coming in because I'm not particularly sort of requesting it deliberately. Let's get a few of that. And also, what were the things that we really wanted in here? That was... Where the hell are you? Oh, yeah. Some of these. And also some modules. Basically modules. Modules first. And that one. Those are the most important things. Oh, and we got the wheel. There we go. Okay, we're getting the modules now. So let's see if we can make a difference here. Let's have a look. So each one of this is 19.8. What if we... 19.8 at the... I'd like to get it sort of around 1.0 of 0.5 crafting speed. Oh, that actually got a little bit low, below crafting speed. And if I continue over here, then we're down to 12 megawatt for each of these, but 0.3 crafting speed. That's a pathetic crafting speed. I am just liking this so much more, unfortunately. So I'm going to take another one of these modules and plop it down up here. It is going to be identical to the other ones, so hook it up and hook it up. Oh crap. Yeah, I did say there was a bad location, this one. Great. And I'd really want to build one more, but this is 38 megawatt of power plus whatever this is taking. It's not taking much, so that's like 39. Let's say about 40 megawatts, so this is 120 megawatt of power. And we're sort of at 300 is the maximum. It's hard not to do this, isn't it? It is. There. Let's do that. That is now a rather massive amount of science we are just whipping up here. There we go. And this is also a great place for that. And we don't even have more of these anymore. Interesting. Well, I think we're kind of straining it. What are you missing? Oh, refined concrete. Luckily, I think we have more refined concrete up here. There. So that should be able to get us the last two. And once we have that, we should have 0.64. We're going to have more of this science than any of the other science. That's perfect. So let's bring this back. What is our content right now? It is 1.8. When it hits 2000, that's a good point to bring it back. Well, that was bound to happen, wasn't it? Oops. I think we might have overscaled things a little bit. I wonder what happened. There's still enough heat. Well, I think the answer is first and foremost to take a little bit of this out. And then figure out why we can't get this back online. I think it might be because we don't have any water in the network, and I think the water might have been consumed. Yeah. Okay, so a little bit of panic. I think the most important thing is we panic. Also on Aquilo, the only way to get things restarted if we don't have nuclear, well, nuclear also needs water. So what we need to do is actually we need to do something a little bit weird. Yeah, this is really not gonna work because this will not be enough to get any kind of progress. It's also nighttime because of course it's nighttime. Not that it really matters for this part, but it's glorious. These are the kind of things that everyone except me knew was gonna happen. The way I'm gonna solve this is actually to go out and take out all of my roboports and not do anything else. I'm gonna go run around and take all my roboports because roboports take too much power. There. So we get rid of the roboports. That means nothing is getting moved, but I want to just get this little bit of power that we have. I want that to be dedicated to not to charging robots. That's not what we want to do right now. What we want to do is we want to make sure that these things are working. So we go in here, grab some ice and get ice in here. So I was actually looking at ice and thinking like, you know what, ice is actually kind of running out here. It was interestingly enough, it's running out a little bit here. This one wasn't getting enough ice, so we actually need to get more ice going, which is an interesting problem. So I'm going to be going around grabbing some ice here and there, just wherever I have a little bit of ice left on the belts. I love this. This is kind of fun, and then we need to get it in here. So there's a very slow production here. There's a very slow production here. If I can get these working just a little bit, then I can at least get some of this working. If I get a little bit of this, then if the temperature doesn't decrease too fast, then we can get just a little bit of the water going. The issue with this water here is that 32. I think the problem is actually fundamentally different, that I just did not actually produce enough water here. Oh, so as it was draining, then it wasn't getting enough. Oh yeah, so it only actually worked. It could only support half as much water because I forgot to put the speed modules that I wanted to put in there. Okay, well, we're gonna wait for this one, and I'm gonna be getting a little bit more water. This is not really working much, but we need to wait until morning. Unfortunately, it's a 20-minute cycle, so waiting time. Okay, we're starting to slowly catch back up, and all it needed was one of these to complete a little bit of ice. So we get some ice making, and then we get some steam, and then we can get, ever so slightly. It's very, very low power, but we're down to 14 megawatt of power. But hey, we're back online, and it's very important that we don't overuse it. Here's some of the issues we had, and basically this is only producing 32, but each of those is consuming 16.5 and 16.5 and 16.5, so that's actually 33 per 33. That's yeah, too much. So what it actually needs to be is like this. 64. This is how it should be. And yes, I'm just adding speed modules after we got some slow. But if I want to add speed modules to stuff like this, then yes. But things are now working here. What I really want to avoid is a lot of the... Yeah, we want to just babysit a little bit of the ice here, just so we get some ice back in, because we are a little bit short on ice everywhere, and therefore I'm also just making a little bit of change, so that this one is also going to be putting up some ice and then only throwing it out excess ice. So feed the ice. That's going to be a little bit of distraction. As this is going, we are good in terms of power, and it says that it can do all this power. Let's start adding the roboports back onto the network. So this time we're going to do a combination of speed and productivity, speed and efficiency modules. So we're down to 12 point something, plus we've done the change over here so that this can keep up. It can only keep up if it gets enough inbound here though, so that might be another little headache for us to deal with. We are not getting enough. This is getting a lot. Okay, so we just need someone to actually come down here and actually pick it up. So we need just more roboports down here, and just a little bit more roboports everywhere, because that needs to be able to go up here and keep these happy. And maybe, just maybe, I need to increase this to 100 for each, so that we make sure that there's a little bit more buffer. Unfortunately, it just means more in the air, at least in the beginning. But as long as I see an icon here, then I'm fine. As long as I see an icon here, nope, I don't. And here I do have some. I have 12, and here I do have some. Okay, so I do have a little bit. That means we can take this and scale it back up, at the risk of course, incurring the same wrath of the power gods this time around. But anyway, this is where we are. We've now scaled it up quite a lot. You can see the modules in effect, more power, more science, and more rocket fuel production. Let's look at the rocket fuel. Do we actually have rocket fuel? Yes, we do. It should be going up, but I don't know if it keeps going up. We need to be mindful of this. So in the next episode, we'll be actually taking the rocket science, or the cryogenic science, and going back home. And in there, we'll be unleashing some of the new tech that we have available here. And well, that's going to be exciting. Legendaries, foundations enable some new things as well. Quantum processors gets into this amazing fusion reactor. Oh man, we need it on this planet for sure. And then captive biter is also super exciting. So thank you very much for watching. If you are interested in the blueprint or the designs, then those are available to Patreon supporters as part of the blueprint package, and the save games, of course. So thank you very much to everyone who is supporting on Patreon and supporting on Twitch and YouTube and all that stuff. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate all the support for this series as well. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, take care and stay effective.